The Battle of Lincoln, fought on May 20, 1217, was a pivotal moment in the First Barons' War, a civil conflict in England that erupted during the reign of King John and continued after his death in 1216. The war was sparked by widespread dissatisfaction among the English barons over King John's heavy taxation and arbitrary rule, leading them to rebel and invite Prince Louis of France, the son of King Philip II, to claim the English throne. After King John's death, his 9-year-old son, Henry III, inherited the crown, but the kingdom was deeply divided. The Royalist faction, led by William Marshal, 1st Earl of Pembroke, who acted as regent for the young king, faced opposition from rebel barons and their French allies, who controlled much of southern England, including London. Lincoln Castle, a strategically vital fortress, became the focal point of the conflict. It was held by a loyalist garrison commanded by Nicola de Haye, an elderly but resolute castellan who had already demonstrated exceptional leadership in defending the castle against previous attacks. In 1217, the castle came under siege by the combined forces of the rebel barons and the French under the command of Thomas, Count of Perche. The besiegers sought to capture this key stronghold to consolidate their control over the region and to cut off royalist communication and supply lines. Nicola de Haye, despite her advanced age, refused to surrender and maintained the defense of the castle while awaiting reinforcements. William Marshal, recognizing the strategic importance of Lincoln, gathered a relief force composed of knights, infantry, and crossbowmen. Among his commanders were notable figures such as Fawkes de Brute, a skilled soldier who played a critical role in the assault. Marshal's army advanced quickly, determined to relieve the siege before the defenders could be overwhelmed. Upon arrival at Lincoln, Marshal divided his forces, launching a coordinated assault on the besieging army. His troops entered the city through a side gate, exploiting gaps in the rebels' defenses. The fighting was intense, with street battles breaking out as the Royalists pushed through the enemy lines. The turning point of the battle came when the Royalist cavalry charged into the ranks of the besiegers, causing chaos and breaking their formations. The Count of Perche attempted to rally his forces but was killed during the fighting, further demoralizing the rebels. The Royalist forces pressed their advantage, capturing many rebel leaders and routing the remaining troops. The aftermath of the battle saw Lincoln nicknamed the Lincoln Fair, due to the wealth of plunder left behind by the defeated rebels, including horses, armor, and supplies. The victory at Lincoln proved decisive for the Royalist cause. It marked the beginning of the end for Prince Louis's ambitions in England. With their forces scattered and morale shattered, the French and rebel barons found themselves increasingly isolated. Over the following months, many rebels defected to the Royalist side, and Prince Louis's position weakened further. The war concluded later in 1217 with the Treaty of Lambeth, also known as the Treaty of Kingston, in which Louis renounced his claim to the English throne and agreed to withdraw from England. In return, his supporters were pardoned, and peace was restored. The Battle of Lincoln not only safeguarded the reign of the young Henry III but also solidified William Marshal's legacy as one of England's greatest knights and military commanders. The battle demonstrated the effectiveness of swift and decisive military action, as well as the importance of maintaining strongholds during times of conflict. It also highlighted the critical role played by individuals such as Nicola de Haye, whose steadfast defense ensured that Lincoln Castle remained a symbol of royal authority in a time of chaos and rebellion. The battle is remembered as a key moment in English history, symbolizing the resilience of the monarchy and the eventual triumph of order over disorder.